Yeah, sorry about that. I did have it muted. Thank you for letting me know that. That's the one I nerfed. Sell it. I'm going to sell off these jump drives. Still jump drive on that one. Let's see. Which ship is that? Cal made it. Freya's overjoyed that she's found a way to reverse the puck technology to restore hyperspace connection to space. Now we actually have a chance, she says. Before, with just you and 6 other ships, victory unlikely. To a warehouse in the spaceport where another one of your graviton reflectors is stored. This should work the same as the one you brought to FOSS, she says. If there's a transmitter on Shiver, we can bring the reflector to Sol and put a link back to the very heart of human space, and at that point we may even have the pug outgunned. But first, we need to drive them away from that star system for long enough for me to work on the transmitter. Alright, liberate Shiver. Hoot. Sure enough, Freya finds a graviton wave transmitter on Shiver, set up to broadcast incoherent graviton noise in the direction of the Sol system. This is it, she says. If we can reach Earth with the reflector before we are outrun by the pug here, we can reopen the hyperspace link and the entire neighborhood will be at our backs. Hopefully the Syndicate got a message soon and they'll have a fleet waiting for you when you arrive. For us here, we have a fair number of ships on the ground if it comes to that. But the most important thing is that you rendezvous with the neighboring reinforcements in the Sol system, and if you can draw the pug fleet to pursue you, all the better. Good luck. Alrighty. Targets, huh? Some Navy engineers on Earth set up the graviton reflector to confirm Freya's extraction that before the reflector is operational. The ground seems to tilt and roll as Freya's beam hones in on the reflector and sets up a harmonic oscillation between the two. The link is reopening, says one of the engineers. We're beginning to receive hyperspace communications from Altair again from the Syndicate 2. A second later, your communicator beeps. It's Freya. Get back here quickly, she says. Bring whatever reinforcements you can. A massive pug fleet just appeared in orbit. Alright. See if I can capture a few more of those jump drives. Such as that. The spaceport ship is packed with people as more and more Navy ships come in for a landing. The nearby animals have decided there's no sense in delaying. You'll be launching an attack on the Pug homeworld in the morning. Despite your success so far in battling the Pug, you know that if their entire fleet oppose you, even the Navy may not be strong enough to defeat them. This may be the last time you see many of these officers and crew members alive. Everyone prepares for death in different ways. The spaceport's pub is packed with crowds spilling out into the hallway. Loud music blasting, the chapel is equally full, and the sound of whispered prayers, chanting clashes with the dance music from the pub. Through the doorway of the chapel, you see some people sitting cross-legged on the floor and others kneeling on prayer rugs as various cultures that make up the republic do their best to share the space. Excuse me. Find Freya sitting in a secluded nook on the upper floor of the spaceport building. She's watching the drifting snow out the window. Ready for the last battle, Captain? She asks. I guess she laughs. I suppose it's the best we can hope for. Do you mind if I ride in your ship tomorrow rather than one of the others? If this is the end, I'd rather face it with people I know. You agree. She turns back to look out the window. Since Freya seems to want to be alone, you return downstairs. Discover a sizable Oathkeeper fleet has arrived. In the main vestibule of the spaceport, the Oathkeeper officers leading group of Qigong meditation, and surprisingly spot Admiral Danforth sitting with the Muslim prayer group and chanting in fluent Arabic. Meanwhile, the party outside the pub continues. Eventually morning comes and you prepare your ship for assault on the Pug homeworld. They was expecting a massive pug battle fleet to be waiting for his citizens. Entirely deserted. All sorts of sensors are picking up some sort of anomaly outside the orbit of the outermost planet. We were fleeing for landing, found out the main pug space was surprisingly empty. However, a group of pug children gathered in a loose circle on one of the landing pads. They appear to be playing some sort of game. They ignore your fleet overhead. You land your ship near the circle of pug children. They're bouncing a ball back and forth between them, studiously ignoring your presence. Aside from the sound of the ball striking the pavement, the entire city is eerily quiet. This is weird. This is really weird, says Freya. Your ships are beginning to land and send crew out to explore, and you and Freya walk into the city, so the streets are mostly deserted. One of them passed by an adult pug who sat at a table outside what looks like some sort of cafe, playing a board game with black and white stones on a hexagonal grid. Try to talk to them, but the children ignore you completely. They do not even seem to be aware of your existence. Finally, Freya reaches out to shake one of my shoulder. Her hand passes straight through it. Surprised, she waves her hand back and forth through one of them. Some sort of holographic projection, she says. You can explore for a while, and aside from the illusion, seems to be deserted. Let's check inside one of the houses, Freya says at last. You climb up the steps, what looks like an apartment building, and all the doors are unlocked. Inside one of the living spaces, you explore 3 different rooms that, under the water fixtures and electricity, are working, but a thick layer of dust covers everything. Freya, meanwhile, is staring at one of the electrical outlets. She says, do you see anything odd about this? An ordinary human-style electrical outlet, human in an alien city, and the steps we came up to get here. Pug have legs half again as long as ours, but the tread spacing was a normal human height. This building wasn't made for the pug; it was made for us. Reports began coming in as the Navy explores the rest of the planet. They were finding the same thing. Cities are abandoned, many of them with signs that were never inhabited in the first place. The first time you visited this planet, you thought it must have been a billion inhabitants. But now it seems that its true population was less than 1 million, all of whom have apparently departed somewhere beyond the wormhole. Freya says, let's get back to spaceport and meet up with the admirals. Alright. When you're afraid to get back to space, Trent pulls you aside. We should talk, he says. He leads to a private room aboard ship and says, seems we've reached the end of whatever game these aliens were playing with us, and that means we need to get back to what we were doing before they interrupted us, bringing the Syndicate back to justice. It helps. Emperor says, no, I don't want more war, but I don't think we can go back to trusting the Syndicate, especially now that they've got nuclear weapons. What's your plan? That's Freya. From what I've heard, a conversation with their CEO, Corbin, says, Danforth, I think the Syndicate leadership will be willing to surrender these extremists to us, especially if it helps the leaders to clear their own names. I think we should stop by the Syndicate headquarters while the rest of their fleet is still occupied here, and if just my ship and yours leave, it won't attract too much attention. Hey Colin, how's it going, man? You're sick. Oh man, that sucks. Let's see. Oh, cool. Well, welcome to the stream. Alright, let's see where we're going. Oh, that sucks, man. Yeah, stomach viruses are some of the worst. That shouldn't happen from what I understand. The presence of a Navy cruiser in orbit seldom goes unnoticed, especially cruiser captain by someone as well as William Danforth. As soon as you land, Syndicate employee meets you and escorts you Freya and Danforth to the office of Alistair Corbin, the CEO. He does not seem very happy to see you, only just got word that the aliens were defeated a few days ago. He says, I'm surprised you're back here already. Danforth says, I've got a whole Navy fleet just a few jumps away from here talking destroy something, so here's the deal. You'll name me some of the targets, the men who are responsible for the terror attack, then I will do you a favor and take them off your hands. Fair enough? Corbin sighs and opens his desk and pulls out a sheet of paper. This is my resignation letter, he says. I've been working on it since my first meeting with Captain G. I failed in my leadership of this company, but you have no idea how deep that failure goes. What do you mean? Years ago, he says, some leaders of our financial division were approached by some consultants, some very intelligent and knowledgeable individuals. These consultants had built a powerful quantum computer running a model of the galactic economy. They called it the Oracle, but as you may know, business is all about taking risks for uncertain payouts, but the Oracle gave us a way to predict the future. For everything from supply chain management to stock trading to commodities market. These consultants, says Freya, were they human? Alistair looks very comfortable. Yes and no, he says. Danforth says, alphas. You're dealing with the alphas. What did you give them in return? The Korath rates had just begun, said Alistair, so we suddenly had access to alien technology. They were interested in all of it, but particularly the jump drive, so they could spread beyond human space. Oh, cool, man. I'll try to check that out if I can. All right. Very accurate. A business flourished like never before. But then a month came when instead of the Oracle's predictions were bleak. A massive recession was coming, the end to the golden days of the Republic. We tried altering the model in every way we could, changing our production, changing our wages. Then we asked if the Oracle is dissolving the Syndicate would avert the recession. But his predictions remained the same. Then we learned from our contacts in Parliament about the Southern Defense Pact, and the fear that they were about to declare independence. So we asked Oracle what would happen if war broke out. You started a war to save the economy, says Danforth. He sounds disgusted. Master knows. And the Alphas were only too glad to help, especially with the nuclear research, which incidentally is why I'm telling you all this, because if your fleet tries to take out the Alphas, they'll strike back with nukes. Have an alternative to attack them. We gave the Alphas most of the alien technology recovered, he says, but one device we managed to keep secret from them. We found it in a Korath cargo hold and it took us a long time to figure out how to activate it. But when we did, we discovered that it's a cloaking device. It obscures a ship, not just from visible spectra, but from radars as well, and every other sensor we've tested except for gravitational ones. I'm certain it would hide you from the tracking systems on the nukes. Ray says, but it would only hide one ship. That doesn't sound like it would do much good. So they have a limited number of nukes. Our plan was to send a ship in cloaked Have it uncloak long enough to draw their fire, and then cloak to avoid the missiles. Basically, see how many missiles we can get them to spend before the main attack fleet arrives. The Emperor says, "That's not a bad idea, Captain. Would you be willing to serve as a decoy?" I don't see why not, says Dan, but fixing Alistair with a piercing glaze. It's certainly better than leaving it in Syndicate hands. Alistair tells you that the device is being kept on FOSS and the engineers that can install a new ship. Meanwhile, Danforth will call in the rest of his Oathkeeper fleet. The Alphas are holed up in Buccaneer Bay, says Alistair, an old pirate world. Good luck in defeating them. Alright. Back there. Gotcha. Yeah, it's hard to predict that sort of thing. Gotcha. And then the same private hangar release for that, which is interesting, that makes you back then. It's almost as a jump drive. One of them says, "We have no clue how it works. We weren't done studying it when Corbin arrived to give it to you, so please don't." Okay. Meanwhile, Danforth is way back then up to rally the Oathkeepers. You should head directly for the Al-Ghanib system so that you arrive there far enough in advance of the Oathkeeper fleet. Outfitter. Yeah, I do have the PS3. Are you still trying to whisper, or you want to talk? Or are you trying to talk on the chat? Cool. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? 10 outfit space needed. Buy that. Install it. So, how do I cloak? C. Yeah, even though I have nothing to do with the garden, and there was otherwise, I'll be stopping for months, possibly years anyway. With this topic, yeah, no, I can dig it, man. I can definitely dig it. My schedule will be opening up? Probably not, unfortunately. I I think my schedule will open up once my kids turn 18. So if you're gonna wait 17 years, all right, let's try again. So the cloaking device uses fuel. I hope so. Honestly, I'm not even sure I'm doing this for the views anymore, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm just kind of doing this to play games and hang out with people, you know what I'm saying? And a few people here and there is fine, you know? So, I don't have a pile of games. I have I have 2 or 3 games that are unopened. So all. Well, there's that. There's that. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I'd love to be able to stream at night. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to get to. Alright. Alright. Stay out of the fight. Gotcha. Good call, DJ. The best playing GTA 2 or 5 hours. That was a good time. Yeah, it was a good time, man. Okay, so. Okay. Do I land? Soon after that, more Navy ships began pouring into the system, including Admiral Danvers' own cruiser. Navy soldiers and ships are scouring the whole surface of the planet. There's little chance that any officers who remain here will be able to escape their detection. Admiral Danforth meets with you and Freya and thanks you for providing the decoy that kept his own ships from bearing the brunt of the Alpha's nuclear arsenal. Do you need us to do anything more here? Asks Freya. No, he says. I hear the Parliament wants to speak with you, Captain G. Something about official commendation for your part in the battle against the bug, I think. Meanwhile, this may not be the end of our trouble with the Syndicate. At least it's a good start. It's been an honor to fight alongside you, too. Alongside you. Let this peace and reconciliation sound boring to you, he says. Don't worry about that. With the jump drive installed in the ship, the whole galaxy is open to you. Who knows what you might discover beyond the boundaries of human space. You return to your ship and prepare for the journey back to Earth. Hopefully that at last Parliament will be willing to negotiate permanent peace with the free worlds. There you go. I guess that's the storyline. Port to Parliament. Unpark all. Cool. I figured you could. I haven't done it yet though. All right. Shipyard. Fitter. This one has the jump drive. A way you could go build a gaming room for shitter garage. That's not the problem, unfortunately. Unfortunately, that is not the problem. I'm actually in the garage 2 floors away from everybody already. I'm not keeping anybody up. At least not through noise. How about that? Alright. Done. Support. 2, 3. Everybody can do it. Yeah, that's not the problem. It's not my kids that's the problem. My kids really couldn't care less that I'm playing video games. Hang on, waiting for my fleet. Almost. Yay. On Earth, you return to something where heroes welcome far different from the first time you were on a diplomatic mission. A crowd of locals gathers on the spaceport to watch your ship land, with the free worlds having been instrumental in defeating the aliens and themselves being guilt in the terrorist attacks. It seems that most people here are ready to see you as a hero rather than a criminal. You discover that Parliament has made a treaty with the free worlds, agreeing that the free worlds be allowed autonomy in the region they currently control as long as they do not seek to expand their territory further. As of now, your war against the Republic is officially over. Your meeting with the Parliament is long and grueling, as they press you in for every detail you can give about the enigmatic pug and their apparent motivation in invading human space. The questions about the Syndicate are equally hard to answer, but at the end of the session, one of the members of Parliament informs you that you've authorized an official commendation for you, along with a reward of 5 million credits covering your expenses from fighting the aliens and to help you integrate back into civilian life. The war is over. Your work for the free worlds is at an end. What you do next is up to you. All right. Yeah, actually, he does play mind test with me to a certain degree, but he wants to be in the room with me, so I'm not really wanting to stream at that time, so. Oh, pardon me. Alright, so I guess that's it. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and pause the stream. I will be back in about a minute. I just want to make a clean cut at the end of the storyline mission. So hang with me, guys. I'll be back in just 1 minute, and we're going to go ahead and see what else this game has to offer us. So give me a minute. I'll see you guys in just a minute.